Hello, Hassan.
Hey.
Hey, this is Charlie. How are you?
Oh my God. Holy
I'll take
I
that.
wish
You're
ever
doing
since
well.
I got the message, I've been shaking.
That's
Oh
funny,
my
man.
God. How are you guys?
We're great. I'm sorry that we made you wait so long. We had some technical
No, that's fine.
difficulties.
That's all right. That's perfectly all right.
What's up, man? I'm here as well, just so you know.
We got Ben here as
I don't
well.
want you to be
Hey, what's up,
confused
Ben?
when another voice chimes in.
Oh my God, dude, you guys are my heroes.
Oh,
Like,
that's
I watch all your videos. You guys.
That's awesome, man.
We're gonna do this all the time, man. This is making my day. So tell us a little bit.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah,
This is
what's
amazing.
going on with your question? I've read it, but
All
in
right.
your own words.
Okay, I'm not sure if I have the same question as last time. I don't remember what I wrote. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
But sorry about that.
I
Yeah,
can
so my
refresh
question
you
is-
if you've got
No,
one.
no,
Go
I
for
remember it. I remember it was so basically, I just started college. I'm not in college anymore, but when I was there, before I went there, I was like, I want to become super charismatic. I want to talk to a bunch of people. And Ben, I don't know your story, but Charlie, I know that like when you, I don't know, in your second or third year, you went to Costa Rica, you talked to a bunch of people,
Yeah.
and you became super social and charismatic. And what was happening with me is that I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. So I went to college, and I was terrified, like completely terrified of talking to people. And like in the first day, I talked to a bunch of people, and then like when I was done talking to them, I would feel the anxiety of the next year, like, oh, I have to do this tomorrow, and I have to talk to everyone
Yeah.
all the time, and like it was bad. So
Got it.
then I kept on thinking like, oh, yeah, I can do it if I want. A lot of people that new people all the time.
Mhm.
So like, what do you guys think? Like, do I have to do that, or can I like take it slow? Can I like talk to like 2 new people every day and do it? Because I want to do other things as well.
Of course,
Like,
of course.
video
Yeah,
games.
you've got a life. So
Yeah.
do you want to start, Ben, or
No, you can go ahead.
okay? So what is my reaction to this?
Well, I'll start. One thing I will say, it's
Yeah.
totally normal to be nervous
Yeah.
when you're talking to people that you don't know. I think a lot of people think that confidence means that your heart never elevates, but I think that it means performing well or doing what you're supposed to do while that's happening. The best athletes in the world definitely still have their heart elevate in high performance situations. And not that I'm that
Yeah.
for charisma, but I went up to a woman I was very attracted to 2 days ago, I think it was, in the street. And I promise you that when I left, my heartbeat was going a lot faster than before I saw her. So it's totally
Oh
normal
my God.
to feel that. It's totally normal to see someone you admire or are attracted to and have your heart elevate when you see them. So don't think that you're doing it wrong or you're a failure or you're worse than us because that happens, because that's still happening to me today.
Yeah.
And what I take pride in is not that the conversation goes poorly or well, but that I did it. And I think if you redefine success, you might find that you're proud of yourself instead of being scared of doing it again. Because in my book, if you feel fear, go up and start a conversation anyway, you won. You're a champion and you're going to become more charismatic if you do that, no matter how the conversation goes. So I think if you reframe a little bit what it means to be successful, that'll help you to enjoy the process and it'll help you to become more charismatic faster.
In addition,
All
I think that there are the circumstances in which you're putting yourself can be of variable intensity, right? So on the far end of the spectrum might be someone that you have a crush on or you think is really pretty and you're walking up and speaking to them out of nowhere. On the other side, still a really good thing to do, but much less anxiety inducing, is to say an extra sentence to the person who serves you food at the university cafeteria, or to speak to someone behind you in line as you're checking out of wherever you're checking out of.
And by the way, if you do that,
Yeah.
it will actually make it much easier for you to go talk to the person that makes you uncomfortable, whether that's a business mentor or a person you're attracted to. Those small, quote unquote, easy conversations with cashiers, taxi drivers, people on the street, that actually helps you build social momentum so that you are on a roll and you are talkative when you go up to the person who in the past made you nervous.
Yeah. And so what I can say is in my own experience, when I mentioned, I talked to everyone, these were not the scariest situations. 98% of them.
And they don't have to be half-hour conversations.
No, they were asking for directions to a building because I was in a foreign country. And I also had the advantage of being able to play the dumb American, which I did to great effect.
Yeah. No, I have that advantage as well. I'm from Pakistan, so
Oh
I'm
yeah,
studying
so
in the U.S.
You're still trying to, whatever. A year, 2 years later, you're trying to figure out where the building
Hey, where's this? Hey, where's that? No, and I do it even socially. when I go out today, right? I'll get into a car. I'm talking to the Uber driver. I get out. I'm talking to the doorman. I get in. I try to talk to the first person that I see in the bar. And so that way I'm in a social mood and I've got momentum. And so same thing when you're walking around campus, if you see anyone, one sentence, two sentences, when you're in line, one throwaway joke, doesn't matter if it gets a laugh. You just start to build this habit of being talkative, and you start to train your brain to think that talking to strangers is a low pressure situation. The more you get these reps, this repetition, the more your brain goes, oh, I'm not going to die if I talk to a stranger.
Yeah. And in addition, you asked, how much you should really get time off. And I think this is important.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Is to go, this is not something that I need to keep in the back of my mind 24 hours a day. In fact, I'm only going to put it at the front of my mind. And this is kind of what we do in the course is you set a trigger for when you exit or enter a new area. So maybe if you know that you're walking into class and your trigger is as soon as I enter through the buildings of that door, I know that what I'm going to be focused on for the next 3 minutes is saying an additional enthusiastic sentence to whoever might pass my way, whether that's a hello to someone I recognize in the hallway, a janitor there whose name I haven't gotten yet, and I introduce myself, I say, what's your name? You only have to actually turn it on for those moments. And actually what's nice about that is that does have some sort of a self-perpetuating thing where for the next hour or so, you're more likely to be in an outgoing, friendly mood. But I think the problem that I hear that you're expressing is you constantly feel like there's more that you need to be doing. And that's not the case.
I feel like I do it and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to feel good after this. And I do it, I'm like, that wasn't enough. I need to do it. Or like, I asked for directions, so it doesn't count because I didn't go up to them saying, hey, like, do you want to start a conversation? And then I just go into that spiral, and then
charisma. Weirdly enough, charisma is a very special thing in that you don't have to put in 8 hours a day to master it. 1 hour a day is so much, much. And so I was learning this while I had a full-time job. I was going into the office, put my head down, doing Excel work I hated, but then on my lunch break, I'd go talk to strangers. That's more than enough. It's not like learning an instrument where you need to put in 10 hours a day every day to become great. And so I would definitely give yourself permission to go, do it, be on, then be proud of yourself and go, cool, rest of the day is bonus.
Is whatever happens.
We actually used to do that. We'd we call them SMART goals. And I forget what it stands for at this point, but it's these goals that are measurable that you're supposed to do. And then once you do them, you're done. And so the goal isn't to be, I'm going to talk to every person I see or I'm going to be charismatic forever. You just go, tomorrow, I'm going to try to talk to one person. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to tell a story for 20 seconds without getting interrupted. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, I'm not going to work on saying anything. I'm just going to work on eye contact. You pick these little things, and then you give yourself permission to feel good about them.
And the good news, I know that we're kind of piling on here, is that since you're in a closed social circle, this is not always going to be talking to new people. I mean, you're in a closed social environment, and there's nothing wrong. In fact, this is the point. In forming relationships.
Yeah, if you're working on touch, you can just work on touch within your friend group.
Yeah.
You can work on saying hi to a male friend you have and touching him on the shoulder when you do it.
So which is to say that some of these things, which will be practicable, should induce zero anxiety because you're doing it with someone that at this point you feel comfortable with. And so it might be the way that you tell a story to a friend, or like I mentioned, the simple act of saying, hey, one day you go up, you say, hey, I see you here all the time. I feel like we walk past each other in the hall. I've not introduced myself. I'm son. Well, have a great day. The next day could be, how's it going? Right? Like just that second little thing.
Yeah, you don't have to always be outdoing yourself. That's
exactly.
The other thing. You always be doing something, always be trying to work on yourself, but you don't always have to set a new bar for the hardest thing you've ever done socially.
Mm-hmm. And just to clarify, when Ben says always be working on yourself, he doesn't mean all
every day.
Hours of the day.
Once a day.
So that's what I would say is that you should be able to keep this a primary focus by setting your intention, perhaps the night before, the morning before, going in this particular environment. When I walk in the door, I will remember to do this, and then let it go, and then just live your day exactly as you would with no stress and kind of like the gym. Which is if you go to the gym, you don't have to go twice in the afternoon.
Yeah, you don't go lift for 8 hours. In fact, you go once, and then you feel proud of yourself for going.
Sure. And what happens over time is you develop the endurance, the social endurance to actually enjoy it over longer periods of time. So but that's the general gist of it.
Oh, guys, this is calmed me down so much. Like I feel like this is the question I was asking myself, and I was like, I need to talk to these guys. And now because I was hanging out with my friends, I was like, okay, I can't hang out with these people and talk to strangers. And then
No. Yeah. No, I'm glad you asked, because that is absolutely not the point. The point is not, because what you're essentially saying, and I hope we're not communicating this, is that you're not enough right now as you are. And that's really not the message. The message is that all of us can take tiny steps to stretch beyond our current selves in any given day. Not that we have to burst through and be completely different individuals in any given moment. No, you should spend a large portion of your day in your comfort zone. That's totally cool.
Yeah, with your friends,
with
doing
your
your
friends,
job,
doing your friends'
school,
stuff,
whatever it is. Yeah,
and then push your comfort zone in these dedicated moments. And I think that habit over time is going to be less stress-inducing, more effective than someone who just tries to go completely nuts, drops their friend group in an attempt to make, that's not the point anyway.
And the good news is, at some point it will become fun. Mm-hmm. I think with a lot of things, when you're learning to play guitar for the first time and you can't play a note because you don't know how to hold the strings, it's frustrating. And with charisma, it's the same. But at some point, if you do take these moments out of your day to work on this, your endurance for social interaction will go up, and for being uncomfortable will go up, and then you'll start to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And then you can just do it as much as you want, because you'll be pulled to it with a carrot instead of being pulled to it by beating yourself up.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it a lot right now.
Cool. So relax.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Don't sweat it. It's not an all the time, every moment, new person thing. It's something you do with people you know, and it's something you do some of the time.
If you're talking to someone new every day, that's honestly already incredible. That's great.
That's more than enough.
All right.
Cool. Anything else we can help you with?
Cool. No, that's about it.
Perfect.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Charlie. You guys are incredible. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, I'm sure you're not only helping, you're helping like millions of people.
It's
an amazing thing.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Thank you, Hassan. We appreciate you writing and answering the phone.
Yeah, this is great, man. Thanks for calling in.